Nestled in the suburbs of Omaha, there's a home with a basement with trains literally wall to wall. This is my friend Mark's home, and I've met him through the Nebraska-Iowa Railroaders. And he's had a lot of time to collect some awesome stuff. But this is more than just a train collection, because this place has a bunch of places to play as well. So my son and I are going to get to check out and show you this collection and even have a little fun playing. So let's check this thing out. Mark's collection is nothing short of amazing. I didn't know this was here. This is like its own museum, and it's more than just trains on walls. There's stories to all this stuff. There's all sorts of neat collections here and experiences here that he's had that he's shared with us. But I'm gonna let a lot of this just kind of do the talking for it, because I would go hoarse trying to tell you all of the stories behind all of this stuff here. There's a lot of custom work in here as well. He's had friends paint and repair and make stuff for him as well. There's this cool Marklin set here on the table. There's a train that goes along the top of this awesome collection in kind of this bar area over here. But there's a little bit of everything. There's modern stuff. There's brass stuff. There's even Lion Chief 2.0 Lots Collector's Edition stuff. This Right-of-Way Industries Pennsylvania duplex. I mean, there's just, the list goes on and on. It's not just post-war, it's not just tinplate, it's not just modern, it's everything. If it runs on 3 rails, it's probably down here. And there's even other trains in here, as you'll see. There's other scales of stuff, but definitely a big focus on O-gauge, which is great because that's what my son and I are into. So when I met Mark through the Nebraska-Iowa Railroaders Club, and he figured out that I had a little guy, and he's got a grandson of his own that's about the same age. He's like, hey, you guys should come over and check this out. And not only does my son love coming here now, but he also, you'll see in a couple of the shots while I'm trying to film things, he likes to clean stuff for him. And Mark is thrilled about that, because there's admittedly a lot of stuff in here, and I'm sure it takes a while to go through and clean everything yourself. So my son is happy to go in there with little dusting brushes and such and make everything look spick and span. So I guess we earn our keep for showing up and playing with all this stuff. There are several layouts down here, and we spent a good deal of time at each one, and all around us there's just so many things to take in. So I thought I'd just guide you through each of them, and there's, again, other stuff on the walls and other things in the background. If you have questions on stuff, leave a comment down below, but I'll try and cover as much as I can because there's just so much here. We started off in this room, which is perfect for littles, which is why we brought our Lion Chief Plus 2.0 Hudson to run down here, because it's my son's height, and this is where his grandkids play in here as well. There's a lot of neat interactive elements that are built into this layout as well. There's this cool little firehouse here that opens up. He can redecorate and move the cars around and stuff, and this is, again, intended to be kind of their height, their room, their train set to run on. So it's really neat that this one's kind of like our home, where it's geared towards kids to be able to play with and enjoy there. Really enjoyed bringing the Hudson with us because it is so versatile. We use it on a Lion Chief universal remote, although we could have just used our phone. I was using my phone to film, so couldn't do that. Glad we brought the Lion Chief controller. But there's also a Bill B approved engine that's rolling around here. This is a Missouri Pacific, the Colorado Eagle, and it looks so great with all these cool matching passenger cars rolling around with our red freight train. So lots of fun to check this one out and to enjoy this one here. Nearby, there's kind of a bar area that's, you guessed it, covered in trains. These are 3-rail HO scale Marklin trains, and down the middle of the track there are these little contacts that they pick up. So while there are 2 rails, there's kind of a hidden 3rd rail in there. These are pretty neat, and he always seems to turn these on whenever we're downstairs. It's just kind of a nice little focal point to chat around. And there's a bunch of trains on display that are behind this that I've kind of shown some shots of. But also, crucially, up above, there's even more trains. This is one of 2 ceiling layouts that he's got. This one always seems to have Northern Pacific going around it. And got this nice steam locomotive working up there. Sometimes he's got an F unit up there as well, but it's fun seeing these flicker by up top while you're chatting down below.
Oh my God, you can't get that icon on the wall.
Finally, the big room. This place earns its name, if it's actually called that. I think my son just calls it the big room. I didn't ask Mark what he called this room, but there are big trains in here. There are G-scale and O-gauge trains. It's G-scale on elevated lines up above, and mostly O-gauge down below. And instead of explaining to you and talking about all this stuff, I thought it would be more fun to showcase all the cool scenes and details that are in here, because there's a lot of train action the way he's got this laid out. A lot of them are on their own independent lines, so you can just run trains and sit back, relax, and enjoy. Wonder what that sounds like. But yeah, so this table here has 2 separate lines intertwined here, and then the main table that also has the G-scale trains that are elevated above it has kind of an upper section and a big lower section with 2 other lines going through this kind of cool cityscape in here. So yeah, check out all the cool details in the big room.
that? Oh, what store is that, buddy?
Must have been the shoe sale.
Little guy. Watch him on the inside shirt.
That up there.
What? Oh. Good job, little planer.
We'll wrap things up with this awesome standard gauge line with all the tin plate stuff. And while this is 3-rail, if you're not familiar with standard gauge, it is quite a bit bigger than your standard O gauge stuff you might be used to seeing. This is closer to like G scale stuff. These are MTH recreations of the Lionel tinplate stuff with some modern twists going on inside. Really like the sound effects that are going on inside that steam locomotive. Nice little area over here with all these kind of appropriate decor and stuff with them. It's just a really nice way to kind of complement the living room kind of area that they're in. Really nice way to run some tinplate trains on here, but the MTH ones are pretty much on here all the time, and the vintage ones are on the shelves that you've seen before. Want to thank Mark for having us out. Again, it's always a pleasure visiting this place, but I wanted to share this place with you. So if you got questions on what you see, leave a comment down below. Maybe I'll do a part 2 answering your questions on all of these awesome things in here. Please subscribe and hit that like if you enjoyed this, and we'll see you guys on the next one.